Now in this episode, I'm going to attempt to show you how to permanently fix the blend door actuator in the, Panther platform Crown Vic vehicles. The problem is I put a brand new blend door actuator in here and it broke immediately, like overnight. It worked when I installed it. I tested it multiple times, went to bed, and then the next morning it was actually broken from the load on the gears, and then just sitting overnight, the gear teeth broke off from the amount of force that was on them. So we're going to try and actually take apart the blend door actuator and make a little bit of a modification to the design so that hopefully it doesn't break anymore. So this here is the, maybe not original, but an original style blend door actuator out of the vehicle, and you see the problem. That gear right there is missing all of its teeth, and of course, there you go. Now this is the replacement, and you can see the design is slightly different, but it is the same failure mode. Of course, it won't do it on camera. Oh, there, well, you can kind of see, but right in that spot, 2 gear teeth got ripped off. What actually happened was, when I shut off the vehicle, this blend door actuator, the computer, I didn't intend it this way, but the computer put this in the far position, and it really clamped down with up against this wall here, up against that stop. And it sat overnight with all of that force on it. And overnight that those gear teeth gave way and this thing released. And so then the next morning I got in the car. I have a half-hour drive to work, and so for a half an hour I had to listen to click, 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 and this thing would not stop. It just clicked forever. So now here's the replacement. It was a warranty, as you can see. And I have some resistors there where there would otherwise be a wire. That, of course, is about 34 ohms. Those are just 103 resistors, because that's just what I had on hand. Comes out to about 34 ohms. Now, I have tested this. I made sure I put it on the vehicle and I ran it. Seems like now I should have plenty of torque, because there is air acting on that blend door, and so in a certain position, especially the heat position, the air tends to blow it towards heat. So if you want to crack it off of heat, if you want to do something slightly cooler than maximum hot, it takes a lot of force to move that blend door. And I believe this should still have enough force to operate the blend door when it's in that position, but not so much force that it kills itself. So that is the number that I came up to, and I'm going to throw it in the vehicle, and I'm not going to install the airbag for a while, and I'm going to see how that works. Now this one, you'll notice there's only one of those little ears left on it. All the other ones you see are broken off. I did that because I did not take apart the dash to replace this. I just took out the one bolt, and the rest of these I just pried on this and I ripped it out. And I actually cut this one. This is the new one. I cut off those little mounting flanges. I cut them off to match. And this worked fairly well. This was held in there, and where it would have bolted in, I mean, it's surrounded by plastic, so it's in a little valley in there, and so a little slot almost for it. And then I just put in that one bolt, and that worked perfectly fine. This thing wasn't flopping around. It was pretty sturdy in there. And so that's what I'm going to do with this one. I'm not going to take apart the dash. It's just, I can't be bothered. All right. And you can see now at maximum fan, I still have plenty of torque, and it's able to pull it off of the hot position and move it. And that right there is full hot, and you'll see it has no issue. So I still have plenty of torque. To be honest with you, I'm actually afraid that I still have too much torque, and I'm a little bit worried that those gears are still going to break. But it does appear that the torque is reduced. It does seem like it's straining itself less when it gets to the end of travel, and it's trying to keep going even though it can't go any farther. It seems like it's not straining as hard for as long as it used to be. So I would almost go more than 34 ohms. You could almost do maybe like 40, 45, but anyway, we're gonna give it a whirl and see how long it lasts before it breaks, and hopefully it doesn't break again. I think it's been 3 months. Obviously I haven't put the airbag back in there. This blend door hasn't broken yet. However, I will tell you, it made a bit of a crunching noise. And so what I did to prevent further damage is once it was in the fully air-conditioned position, I unplugged it. And then this winter I'll plug it in to switch it to heat, and then I'll unplug it. And so this blend door actually may need replaced again. It is still damaging itself. My recommendation would be one fewer resistor in parallel than I did in my design. So if you do this yourself, you're actually going to want an even greater resistance. We're getting there now. Granted, I keep buying the cheapest blend door, so that may be a portion of my problem. But I think the blend doors, they try to copy the original design. So unless I got one that was so expensive that it had metal gears, I'm probably going to run into the same problem. Again, it's better than, I installed it and it was broken the next day. I have definitely improved it. It made it couple of months before it made a crunching noise, and a crunching noise is still better than completely broken, but the problem is not totally fixed. So hopefully if you replicate what I do and you slow it down even more, hopefully yours won't break.
Yeah, baby, yeah! There it is!
So this is super crazy dangerous. I think you need about 300 amps.
You riding this?
What the fuck is happening?
Balin said not to talk crap about this camera. It's a piece of shit.
That right there is Balin Mania, and we are going to do something really stupid today. This is a terrible idea. Balin might die.
This is so unbelievably sketchy.
That's the power of really old engineering.
Why must you put me through this, you jerk? Hey, aren't you the guy with the truck? Oh, shit. The guy with the truck.
Not okay.
Make a wish, everyone. Make a wish. No, I'm not doing this.
No, go.
You went too far. Someone doesn't stop us. I have no faith in authority at all.
He's making me uncomfortable.
That shit burns well.
Yeah, it does. That's good tape. He's still looking at us. We should probably leave. Yeah, he is. He's intently staring at us. This guy, man. This guy.